And
Okay.
You see that, Hines? We're gonna take it.
We have James Burns here from Black Ops. James is Frank Woods in Black Ops.
Welcome back. It's time to announce the character of the year. All right, and the winner is Sergeant Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Looks don't count for shit in the jungle. It's nah, baby.
It's you! Yes! Yes! Frank Woods! Yeah! Call of Duty Black Ops!
I'm here with Dave Anthony, director of Black Ops, and we are here at House of Moves because we are going into the mocap room to do something a little special with Frank Woods. Can you tell me how he was able to steal the spotlight and the VGA nomination when he's not even a playable character?
The actor James Burns, if you knew this guy and if you meet him, you will instantly know the answer to this. James is such a charismatic guy, and he just is this character.
So you are Sergeant Frank Woods in Call of Duty Black Ops.
You think I'm fucking nuts? This guy.
all right, here we are. Oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of making some videos with my buddy Marwin, and he's, oh my god, I love creative people, man. Like Marwin used to be at the podcast, and oh my gosh, he's just killing me. He's a funny dude. Oh my gosh. Who's here? Divine Zelig. How you doing, Divine? What's it like growing up in the 40s? We had cars, you know. We had food. It's all right. Hey, cool 285-2058. How you doing? M. McQueen. You got everybody's here, man. How was your Black Friday? Did anybody do any buying? Did anybody spend any money? Hey, Bolt, how you doing? Hey, answer 346. I mean, meow. Hey, Rebellious Cat, good to see you. You guys do any good any gluttonous eating? Then do some gluttonous buying, because that's what we do. You know. Hey, I'm glad you're back. Yeah, I worked all day. It's a good day. Doing promotional materials for, again, we are still releasing on the 7th, and we're just kind of putting together everything here, and it's looking pretty good. I may this weekend be previewing just a couple things, some promotional items. Very exciting. I'm the god of gluttony. Yes, you are. Yeah, Narx. Yeah, hey, Narx, I talked to Darwin today. You know, he's heading out to Vegas around the same time you are, I think. To reach out, because you know he doesn't live that far away from you. You guys should kind of connect dots and things. You know how it gets. Let me do something here. Save and continue. Let's see. Your YouTube, yeah, man. YouTube it's a full-time job. You don't realize that if you're a YouTube content maker, it's a lot of work, you know. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's see. You gained 20 pounds. I know, man. I know. Hey, Vargas, how you doing? I'm still in work mode, and I'm just I gotta edit this thing. Oh wow, that's right. I used got it. I have to edit. I gotta do an edit. Oh my goodness. They nailed me. There it is. I see it. Anyways, Tyler Kemp, how you doing? I am great. Tornado, good to see you. Yeah, what are we doing for the holidays, man? Like, what's going on? What was a big purchase you made? What is a cool... Marwin, my boy Marwin, yeah, just killing it today. I just got a flag for a logo on the truck. I didn't. They said, "Hey, wow, AI's tough, man. AI's just figuring stuff out." Now, yesterday was the day of. I ate sausage yesterday, chicken sausage, and just had it last today. You got 3 feet of snow. I got to be honest. I kind of missed that. I mean, I'm here, but I really did. I used to really love the very first snow of the year. So love that. Look at Marwin. Look at him. He's out of his fucking mind. I kind of, my day's great, Jude. Great. Me and Marwin have been working on some media for the release on the 7th, and it's going great. I mean, we got tremendous progress. Funny day. Just it's fun when you have as somebody that has a good sense of humor, and so it just became a lot of fun today. Yeah. Yes. Did you buy that? I didn't buy anything today. I just went down and saw the chiropractor, and then I've been cranking this all day long. So it's been good, very productive day. I hope I need to get this finished. And I keep finding little problems I got to fix. So in fact, I may do this right now because I know exactly where it is. I'll do talking to you guys. Talk among yourselves. Thanks, Aaron. So let's talk. What's happening? Are we gonna have an announcement about aliens? Has anybody seen this? Has this been something that's been on your radar? Apparently, the gist is out in the Instatalk is that we should be expecting an announcement from our president that we have aliens among us. What do you feel about that? I'm kind of pro alien. I hope there were people from another planet. I just kind of wish that were true. I just wish it wouldn't you want it? Like I'm sitting here. Wouldn't it be great if an alien just walked in and said, "Hey, want to go for a ride in my flying saucer?" Fuck yeah, man. Of course, it might kill me, but I think, not illegal aliens. I'm talking about spacemen and shit. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, think about it. And in my mind, okay, now I'm gonna jump into the pool here because why not? So in my mind, okay, I'm thinking through. Okay, what if this is real? What if I want it to be real? Do I believe it? It wouldn't surprise me if all the controversies and all the conspiracy theories were real. It wouldn't surprise me. Do I believe it? I'm not so sure. I don't know. But this is no smoke, man. This is just me trying to figure out. Oh, first of all, space. I can't. Wow. I had a great Thanksgiving. You just made it a better Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for that. It's a huge contribution, and I appreciate it. I'm going to use that to make more music and buy some good coffee. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And are you new, or are you somebody who's a different name? Space Cathero 7 is kind of great, but are you new to the channel, or do I know you from another name? If you do, please identify yourself. Yes, I want to party with an ET. I want to come. Hey, we can fix your knee. We can make it like new. I said, go ahead, make it. I'll pay $10 for that. Well, here's the thing. All right, here is the thing. If they're hostile, okay, the amount of technology difference it would take to travel here from another planet is so vast that it'd be like us trying to attack an anthill. It's not even a contest, right? So I don't think, in my mind, in my rational mind, why would they, why are they, they're not going to be dangerous, because if they wanted to do something, they would fucking do it because they could. They have, this, like, they could just do whatever they want, but they haven't. So is it raining here? No, I just had the door open. That's traffic. It's 5:40 on a Friday afternoon. Is it Friday? Yeah, it's this traffic. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of that. I mean, our movies are so limited because they're all politically more oriented or morally subjective. So, what's that, Jude? You asked me a question about what am I smoking? I missed the question, Jude. Let's see. Thank you, Brock Fuller. Appreciate that. I agree. What am I smoking? Yeah, I know. Why? Probably she was nice to him. She probably took care of him. Probably gave him a back rub and stuff. Probably rubbed his feet. Probably a good woman. Woods is not, impervious to kindness and gentleness. I'm sure he, I'm sure. And so she made herself say, "Hey, I like you, Woodsy." And he said, "Oh, baby, you know what? I could use a little softness in my life." So there you go. That's what I'm thinking. Am I excited for Christmas? I'm getting excited for Christmas for a bunch of reasons I'm not going to reveal just yet, but I think Christmas is going to be great. I am going to release a new version of Warzone Santa. Still working on it. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. It's really good. And it's going to be, there's going to be some stuff coming up soon. You keep coming back to the show. You'll be the first to know. Hey, Devin, how you doing, man? I'm doing great. I talked to Darwin today. He's on a straight and narrow, just doing Darwin type things, which is always wonderful. Yeah. So we talked about aliens. So that's like, you guys got no inside information. Has anybody ever seen an alien? No. Sometimes they make themselves appear. Or do you think you saw an alien? Okay. All right. Just wondering. Anybody have any more updates on, has winter hit yet? It's here, but it's California, so that makes this. That means during the day it's 70s and 80s. At night it gets down to, it's kind of cool at night. So, but we don't. I mean, Southern California, we don't have snow. Maybe once in a while we have snow, like up on Mount Baldy and stuff. Very rarely, and the rest is just rain, which is great. We need it. So, Magna Foxy, been 1,000 years. How you doing, buddy? I'm Sergeant Frank Bollicella. I love it. Ryan Johnson, how you doing, buddy? Life's been great. Really moving along great. The music stuff is just kind of really, it's all coming together right now. I am just a few days away from releasing the What the Hell song, What the Hell, What the Fuck. We've sung it on the show many times. It's now been produced and it sounds amazing. And that's coming out December 7th. I'm going to start cranking out promotional materials probably at the end of the week, and probably by Sunday I'll have my first promotional stuff out. I would show you the album, the song cover, but I can't because I just got flagged for having having something in it I shouldn't. So that's good, Oh, hey, iOS Newton 1350. What is my opinion about Woods become? What the fuck? Why not? He was an onion in the last one, so why not be a fucking Venus flytrap? Why not? But did they do that in another game too? I don't know. You know what? I really don't care. I'm on to something else. I wish them all the best of luck. Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories, people have seen odd things, right? I have been in California since 2000, been here full time since 2005. So exactly 20 years. Yeah. Wow. Flies. You're at the Olive Garden? We have a community member whose name is Olive Garden. So there you go. Interesting. Cornelius Winter. Been a while, Cornelius. How are you? No new Black Apps 2 merch. I'm kind of closing out all that stuff. I am back basically only to what do I got? I have a lot of posters. I will be having a poster sale for Christmas, by the way. That happens probably next week, so I'll be announcing that as well. This weekend, I'm going to be doing an announcement show on Sunday, Sunday night. I'm going to be maybe Sunday morning. We'll see. Sunday morning, because I want to get the people in Europe too. I will be doing a broadcast Sunday morning, which announces a whole bunch of stuff. So very exciting. All right. Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate that. Marwin. Oh God, no, Code. No. That was I just finished. I just got it recorded, like legitimately done in a way that's worthy of being released. And I just did that this summer, and it's only hot recently, so it's a killer. So you're gonna love it. Yeah, it's coming out on the 7th. You'll find out where and when to see it. You Callie, I hate you guys. Did I enjoy Judgment Day? I'm not sure what that is. We call them Dubliners around here. That's great. Great question. I was always at peace with, man. Life is about maintaining perspective and autonomy and personal responsibility. So my happiness is my business. You don't ever put your internal safety or valuation based on somebody else's words, thoughts, or actions. All right, they should never define us. What someone says, does, or think, we have to learn. We have to understand that. Okay, we may not want to be around this person anymore, but you can't ever create your own personal value on what other people think, do, or say. As far as the woods go, I had great opportunity. They let me build this guy on my chassis. It's from the ground up. I got to write his lines. I got to act like I wanted to act. I had such freedom in creating and playing this character. Plus, I got to write for it. So I have nothing but gratitude. It's been a great journey. Wherever they go with it, I wish them the best. Apparently they don't want what I do anymore, which is fine. And they brought someone in to sound like me. That's great too. I have no problem with it. It's all, I just had a really good run and it's still going. It hasn't stopped yet. You know what? Again, we don't know what their goal was. I wasn't in the room. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm sure they market tested. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea what happened. Can I grab things off the ground without getting down? Yeah, absolutely. I still lift weights, man. I still play hockey. I hang. I can hang. I'm good. I can handle myself for about 45 seconds. That's what I got. So in 45 seconds, I have to do a lot of damage in 45 seconds or else it's over. But, you know what to do. Merch for sale. Yeah, I think if you go down here, there's a merch store. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm going to update very soon because, again, we have a whole new music coming out. I'm going to have there's a lot happening. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, that was a good show. A little crazy on set, but it's a good show. Yeah, paid good money actually. I love that. Yeah, you said it before. What's been rough about the month, man? What have you been up to? What has been happening that's made that you have interpreted your month as being rough? Because remember, there's a version of you that had had a much different month and would think that this month was full of opportunity and action. Just you're just not seeing it right now. So you got to look at what is it that you think it should be, and what is actually in front of you that you're kind of ignoring that you really need to take a look at. What did I miss here, Foxy? Newton, I appreciate that. I kind of agree with you, but I'm biased, but I appreciate that. And, we had a great run and we all had a great experience with it. So let's really look at and we're here now doing this. And the next phase of my life is about to begin. And I'm just really grateful for the whole trip. The whole trip has been great. I don't think it ends. I think they have to make a leap of faith and go in and start writing good. My opinion is get back to writing good stories. Get back to not trying to get gimmicks to get the next squeeze the next dollar up, but give you something that you can connect to. I mean, the reason Black Ops 1 and 2 were so good, in my opinion, is that you got to connect to you felt consequences, you felt people, you felt the characters had dynamics, and you had very specific relationships that we could identify with. And so you want to go on that journey because it become friends, you become acquaintance. And so I think the leap of faith now is to trust that the audience is intelligent enough to do this. But here's the thing. You guys have all been playing for 10 years. This group behind us, we don't know what they want. So it's hard to say. They go to a hog pen in Arkansas. Yeah, Foxy, it's terrible, man. I'm glad you came by. Well, of course they flowed because I got to write them. I got to create conversations. Like, it's one thing to write. You can write a script and you have you can put the intention there, but then people have got to communicate. We communicate mostly through tone and body position, body language. So a lot of the writing depends on the actor delivering it in a certain, having an understanding. Yeah, Jeff was a fine actor. Fine, he did a great job. The new Ghost is good too. I met him. Samuel Rukin, he's excellent actor. Yeah. Oh gosh, I've had a couple good ones. My stint in Japan was great. But going to Hawaii for Hawaii 5-0 was great. SEAL Patrol was great. So there's been a few. Yeah, I just didn't have the energy to make more. There is more. There's a lot more, but I just don't have the energy. And I'm not sure how it's going to be received at this point. So I'm just like kind of moving on, guys, in some ways. In other ways, I'm always going to be connected to this community and the Comic-Con stuff. But as far as, I'm done. I'm done with that. I didn't work with either. They were just voiceover guys. The two actors I worked with for Sam Worthington, that was Andrew Hawks and Jeremy Dunn. And Ice Cube was played by a wonderful actor named Emerson Brooks. So, well, that's just because he's a good actor. The chemistry in the room was between me and Andrew Hawks, who played Mason most of the time, and Jeremy Dunn. We worked together all the time, so the body language was there. And Sam just he's a consummate pro. He had a conversation with my character, and it's kind of great. That was one of my first gigs, man. Transformers, one of my very first gigs, and I was very new, and it was a great place to start because he was really good. I mean, he gets an interesting reputation, but from my point, for me, he was really great to work for. Oh, Gene's great. Gene, yeah, I had a couple of scenes with Gene. Gene's a pro, man. He's just a good actor, good guy, fun, smart. He's fluent Russian. He taught me a little Russian too after a couple of the scenes, but he was great. Yeah, Gene's a hell of an actor. Yeah. Well, that was kind of the thing. You know, they really didn't want me there. And if it wasn't for Dave Anthony putting his foot down, they had another guy. They actually hired another guy. And they weren't quite getting what they wanted. And then Dave finally said, you know what? Bring him back. Bring him in. And that's the rest is history. It really was. That was the case. They wanted a star for the Woods role. They wanted somebody who's going to bring more name power. But they chose, which I think correctly, to bring in me. Very small scene. I worked for a couple of weeks, but I had like 30 seconds of ice time. I play one of the Secret Service guys in Air Force One when the Decepticons tried to infiltrate the Pentagon computers through Air Force One. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's great. It was my first introduction, only introduction to big budget films. I haven't done something that big budget since. But I tell you what, we ate so well. Oh my God, the food's amazing. Camera, I really don't get the opportunity. I've done I think 3 games. I've done this, Yakuza, and another one, Doom, and that was like a test. But none of those jobs I auditioned for. They're just like Call of Duty happened by accident, and then Yakuza happened because the director and producer Black Ops 1, asked me if I wanted a job. So I have never booked a job, voiceover job, from an audition. I guess I'm just not that kind of actor. I don't know. Because the guys who do voiceovers are fucking special, man. They really are. Yes, 30. Well, I mean, you're going to have to watch really, really close to see me. Because I'm a lot of movement, a lot of this. I got a couple lines that I'm not sure if they're even in there anymore because they had edited down for TV. So, it's like I'm there. And I'm young, man. I look like, I'm a lean young guy. So I don't know if you even recognize me. Oh my, that's a great question. There was a time when I was booking about 30% of what I went up on. I was working all the time. There's a few years that I worked, and a lot of it wasn't great. But I remember the couple of years I was booking everything. And it comes in spurts. Like right now, I'm on a roll. I've got 3 jobs lined up, but they all shoot on the same because it goes. It's all this. It's a cycle. So in the first part of the month, you audition. Second part, you wait for an answer. Third part, and so you keep doing this thing. So you shoot the end of the month, and everyone, the commercials do it. They're basically all on the same production schedule. So you don't get one job, every week. You get like 4 jobs for 1 week. You got to choose the best one for you. So that's what happens. But I've done pretty good for myself. I'm pretty happy with my. But let's see what the ratios. I think I've had in my, let's say last 20 years. I would say I've had 13 or 14,000 auditions. Yeah. Sometimes you're doing 6 a day. Yeah. Thousands. And I think I've booked total me out of that maybe 700 jobs maybe. So what's that percentage? It's barely 5%, right? No. Let me see. No. So 150 would be, let's say 1,500. So but about 20%. I book about 20%. It's pretty good. That's good. All right, Kat, go get some sleep. Yeah. It's the shorty tonight. This is going to be only for about another like 6:30. I have to get a workout in tonight. And yeah, I got to start getting in shape, man. It's holidays. I've been sitting here at this desk recording and doing all this onboarding stuff, and I'm just like getting sore. All right, Ryan, go get some sleep. Take care. We're shorty tonight, anyways. It's Friday night. Well, I think I was excessive because I started late. I really didn't jump both feet into the pool until later in life, so I had to catch up. And I auditioned for anybody who would audition me. I would jump in the pool. I would just everything. I don't care if it's a stand on the corner on a box screaming something. I did it. I did everything I could. I had to learn how to be in the business because I started so late. So I just figured I'd just saturate myself. Plus, I was fortunate enough to have had an income that was kind of a passive income for a while. So that was, I was fortunate that way. You're 21 plus 3, so 24. I'm not sure I know what that means. I mean, yes, I did. I auditioned for John Marston. I did. I didn't get it. And I see why, too. I mean, the guy who got it is amazing, and he's perfect for the role. I'm a little too urban for that. I'm very much East Coast urban. So that makes sense why they wouldn't hire me. All right. How would I help someone get into a director's chair? I would just probably put like an apple box. So they step on it and then they sit in the chair. Because the director's chairs are kind of tall. So I'd have them, you put a box on, a couple steps, because you have a quarter box, half box, and full apple. Apple box is like a square box. It's like 12 inches by 24 inches. And that's how you stack up things. So I'd give them a couple apple boxes to walk up on. Yeah, he does a great job. He does a really great job. Without being a smart ass, you guys do work, man. Keep doing work. Just keep doing work. Shoot everything. You need content. You need evidence. People need to see evidence that you know how to express your vision. You know how to work with actors, work with camera guys, work with production. You got to do it. And the only way you get good at it is by doing it. And don't wait for someone to give it to you. Don't wait for someone to hire you. Go out and do it. All right? Go do it. Don't wait for somebody to invite you. Don't wait for somebody to say it's okay. And don't wait for somebody to hand you a job. Go make your own shit, and they will come to you. Get good. When you get good at this, people come find you. Okay? Stanya, be nice. What else is going on here? Oh, it's hard to say, man. Every generation has got its obstacle, and every generation has got its benefits. Like before, when I came in, casting directors really ran the world, and they were all either women, angry middle-aged women, or they were gay guys. So you really had to understand what you're dealing with when you walk in the room. That took me a while to figure that out, how to be like not making it a problem. And then that's gone these days. Now the casting director was good because you walk in and you did a live audition and you get some correction. But now it's on your own. You got to have your own studio. And back then, it was much easier for an actor. You show up, you do the audition. All you had to do is learn your lines. Do the audition and go home. And they process the tapes, they mark it, and they send it off. But now that's your job. So your job as an actor, not only you have to shoot yourself, and find yourself a reader or work that out. You have to label it properly the way they want it. You have to slate that. So it really becomes, there's more weight put on the actor to actually create the audition itself, which again if you learn to do it, it's fine. You also get more chances to do multiple takes, and you can really refine the performance. Again, that's benefit and that's to the deficit. Sometimes being in the room, your presence is what gets you the job. That's how I got Call of Duty. I would never book Call of Duty on an audition, ever. It just wouldn't happen. The evidence is I have not ever booked a job, a video game job since. So the evidence is there that if I had to audition for it through the channels, it never would have happened. I had the luxury of creating this character from the day one, and it was my character, so it stuck. But so that's one thing. Today, back then, it was really hard to get a demo tape. It took months to put it together. You do a show on TV, and it take 6 months to come out, and then you'd have to hustle to find the tape. And then once you got the tape, you had to take it down, get some. It took a long time to build a demo reel. Now you can do it in minutes. Literally, if you go online, if you have access to your material, you can edit yourself. You can get on GarageBand, you can get on iMovie and cut it yourself. So, I have a career because I got good at editing. I got to edit myself. So that's a benefit. And you can shoot. Your iPhone is better than any camera that existed back in the 70s or 80s. Higher resolution. It's just so you can do that, and then you can. So you have opportunities that way. And right now, it's very hard to make us to survive as a journeyman actor. The average actor in LA makes less than $15,000 a year. Only 9 or 10% make more than $34,000 a year. That's hard to make 34 grand as an actor because, again, it takes a month to get a job. So even if you get one guest starring role per month, let's say you do 8 during the year. This is huge. If you do 8 guest starring roles per year, that's massive. And let's say you get a week's worth of work, and that's probably $7,000. That's only $56,000 a year. Then you cut out your commissions, which is 10% off the top. So let's say you have 20% gone off the top. That's 56 is now 45, and now they tax you as if you make $1,000 a day every day of the year. So you're actually taking home out of 50 grand, you're taking home about $27,000, and it's hard to make $50,000 a year as an actor. It's hard. So it's kind of a fantasy, but the biggest advice I give to anybody is make sure you have a way to make a living. Because you got to live, you got to have experiences. So make sure you got a way to make a living, and you enjoy it too. Make it something that you're good at. You had to do it over again. I can't, Stein. You can't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever go back and say what if, because it's first of all, the minute you get back, try to go back and figure out what happened. You have now cheated yourself of the present, which means you're losing the future. There's nothing that can change in the past. Nothing, no matter how much you sit there and agonize or question, nothing changes. Okay, take the lessons, move on, and stay present and focus on the next thing. Because even these conversations about those looking backwards, you know what? I can't even remember that far back what happened, why it happened. But I do know that if I keep my journal and I keep moving forward and try to do things in the most direct, honest way I can, I tend to have good results. But looking backwards, I can't even begin to have. I don't even want to. That's a waste of good energy, by the way. So, John Wayne is. I grew up both. Even Clint Eastwood's movies are a little hokey now, and I look back at them. Outlaw Josie Wales was one of my favorite of all times. And then I watched it again, and I go, oh, it's really kind of, And John Wayne, I love John Wayne, True Grit, and it's just so, we've become so accustomed to realism. John Wayne never got dirty. Or if it was dirty, it's like a light dust. He was always perfect. His hair was perfect. Everybody was perfect. And if you've ever been around a horse, it's not perfect, right? And then where Clint had a little bit more grit to it because he had all those the spaghetti westerns. Even his stuff was really manicured and polished. So I think since we've become so accustomed to seeing reality, like you want to see like, things that feel like they're real. Then like the movie called Power of the Dog, they kind of went off the rails too with that stuff. So my point is, they're great, but at the same time, we've grown into demanding more from movies. Yeah, it's real. It's real. That depends on the script, my friend. If the script is great, if the writing is good, it takes minutes. You would absorb it instantly. If it's written in an expository way where they're trying to suggest what information they want to exchange, it's like sometimes it's hard to just, express information, and you've got to really work at getting it's like not because sometimes we as human beings we speak in like veins of logic. For me, I have a certain way of speaking, and so my logic dictates. I speak in a certain pattern. I provide certain information in a certain order. We all do that. Women do it differently than men do. It's just a thing. Men were more logic, so we go. So if it's not written like that, and you can tell instantly when it's written by a woman, because you can tell by the way the speech patterns are. Like, oh, it's women's. That's how women think. And it sounds sexist, but women always say, men don't know what men can't write for women. We can't because it's really hard for us to understand. You got to really study the speech pattern. So if the script is great, it takes short. Usually, if I have a month to prepare, I'll take each scene and I'll have to figure out. I'll write backstories. I'll write my adjustments on it. And then I really try to understand the story I'm telling. And once I understand why I'm saying something, and why it's needed, and I understand the story, then the line just drops in, But it takes a minute to sit down and really understand what am I doing, why am I doing it, and once I satisfy the questions, then that lines usually drop in pretty well. Dude, backstage, I booked a lot of great stuff out of backstage. Back in the day, backstage was like one of the only, for theater, it's always been the best way for theater for me, but backstage cranked out. I mean, they got movies like big movies booked off of backstage. Back in the day, a lot of casting, because, getting access to the breakdowns was always been hard. It's hard now. But backstage was a really good, they gave an avenue for small films to find actors, and backstage is great. I subscribed to backstage for 15 years. Very, I don't, it's too much work now, but, great question. It really depends on what you do. You got to know what you're going in for. If you're going in for a sitcom, it's totally different than going in for an action thriller. You got to know what is being required of the character. And generally, I'm pretty much a character actor. Even though I'm in a leading man disposition, I really basically only get the opportunity to do on the big TV prime level. I have to do character stuff. I'm bad guys. I'm authority figures. I'm cops. I fill in the story. I'm not at that level where I'm hired because of anything other than the fact that I can take from point B to point A. So it really is. You got to know what your role is, and it's the same thing. I mean, I know what I play, so I know they're having me come in to be a big enough threat where the star or the lead there's a possibility that they may get defeated by me, but we know they're going to win in the end. So I have to present a strong enough adversary where when they defeat me, it's a good victory. That's TV basically for me, and movies too, same thing. I do not. Yeah, I always wanted to go back and visit that. I had some ideas on how to tie that. I had a great idea how to tie all this together, but we couldn't do it. So that will probably stay forever locked in my vault. I have, yes. I have booked a couple films because of the Woods character. Absolutely. Woods has given me a lot of benefits. Yeah. I think SEAL Patrol happened because of Woods. Dangerous Words. And a lot of things happened because of Woods. Yeah. It provided a lot of push between me and somebody who didn't have Woods. I got it, Man. What movie? Everything, man. Depends on my mood. I like everything from Chopin to Led Zeppelin, man. It's like I'm not much into hip hop. I love R&B. I love smooth jazz. I love rock. I mean, I like everything depending on my mood. Oh, that was actually a promotional film for Fujinon lenses. And it's called Rhinestone Blue. It's a short. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I'm even proud of my terrible tap dancing because with my fucked up knees, I was able to do that. I was very proud of that. In fact, dog, live your life, man. Don't worry about me. I'm always here. Live your life, okay? Yeah. No, I don't do that shit, man. I don't. Nah. I don't get starstruck, and I have great guitars. I don't need it signed. I don't hold anybody that far above me. Maybe it's my ego, but I don't want to. Why don't I need a signed guitar? There's only one time I was ever kind of starstruck, and that was with what's his name? In like Flint, James Coburn. Other than that, that's like, I've been in a room with people of substance, and like, you know what? I'm good. Especially when Black Ops was first coming out, their kids would run over to me first, like, "Oh my God, you're Woods!" And they're like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" Huh? Ask your kid. Don't we all? Times. Oh my God, it's 17 minutes after 6. No, hockey hurt my knees. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it doesn't really happen to me. I mean, in fact, I'm like, I think because I believe I belong up there as well, that I'm just like, fuck, all right, got more work to do, because when I've worked with big stars on films and things, it's always been like, I hit my mark, I stand my line, I do good work, and I don't need their validation. I just need to collect a paycheck and do my own shit. Always focus on. Don't ever worry about what other people are doing. They may seem like they're up there, but they're going through the exact same shit you're going through, just on a different level. They're worried about paying their rent because they're paying $40,000 a month for a house, and they got sort of worry about. It's the same. People pretty much are the same all the way up. So don't ever think that, it's better up there. It's not. I mean, there's more money, but you build something you're proud of, build something you want to do, build something you're good at. Love what loves you back, I bailed on season 2. It became too fucking crazy and too politically correct, and I said, I'm done, I totally get that. That's different than a guitar. Like I use my guitars. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. But the idea of getting a signed guitar, like, come on. I play my guitars. I don't do that. Oh, the Exorcist. The Exorcist. Yeah. Scared the living shit out of me. Still does. I was 14, and I used to live out on the outskirts of town. You'd have to thumb into town. I went and took myself to the movies one night because, it's lonely out there in the desert. And not desert, but we were living out really out in the sticks. We're like maybe 6 miles, 7 miles from the center of town where the movies were. So I went into, I don't know why. I just thumbed into town because I could. I was 14. And and there was this, going back home on the way back, there's this little ravine, right, by a river. And in the summertime, when it's warm, it'd be cooler. It's like late summer, right before football season. It'd be the cool air come down and had this little mist, little fog over the bridge. And walking home, and I'm thumbing, and there's not a car. There's not a car on the road. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta walk home. And I go down by the bridge, and it's just, it's just spooky. In my hometown was back then, there's no noise, man. It's just like, and it's a quiet country road, and it's barely driven. The lights are like every half mile, I see a light. And I'm walking down, and I go across that bridge, and I hear like a frog quick. And I just hear something, and I go into fight or flight, and I just fucking took off, and I just sprinted home. They got out of shape. I was so terrified. Like, never do that again. I think I was 13. It was crazy. And I knew it was a movie. I was just like terrified. I also saw Jaws, because we had a drive-in theater not far from the neighborhood, and all the kids went up there, and we saw Jaws. That's fucking scared me. And a friend of mine up the street, the family, they had a swimming pool, and we all went swimming afterwards. I was 12 or 13, and I dive in, and I just started swimming to the edge and jump out. I thought there was gonna be a shark in the pool. I was a goofy kid. Yeah, I was afraid there was a great white shark in a local swimming pool. I was brain dead, Well, what a vivid imagination, though. That's probably why I do this for a living, because my imagination doesn't know any bounds. Sure, I would. Of course, I would. Do I watch football? I watch highlights. I've always been like a Patriots fan. I love good players. I love guys who are stand-up dudes. I like guys who aren't, thumping their chest every 3 minutes. I hate that. You're losing 43-6, and you make a tackle and you start thumping your chest like you won the world heavyweight title. Like, come on, man! They're kicking your ass. All of a sudden, you're a star. Hate that. Or when they sit there, they gawk at the camera. I fucking hate that shit. I had a bear wishing that was no. But by the time that came out, I didn't care anymore. I get it though. I tell him, you too. I'm checking out in 8 minutes, so I do. I will be at the Mohegan Sun third week in March. I'll be in the Stockton Comic-Con the first weekend of March. And yes, the first weekend of March, I'm at Stockton. The last weekend, I'm in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun. And in the middle, I might be at the one in Kansas City. We're still working that out. Gino, glad you're here, man. We've been asking about you. Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, buddy? Everyone asks about you, Gino. Glad you're here. Tell us some good stuff. What's new with your life, man? You got any good updates to report? Any good things, so we can be thankful for your return? Oh, don't even say that. Don't. It is so true. Oh my God. You're 100%. Oh yeah. Half a century. Killing me. Yeah, that's another spooky one. That was another scary one. Yeah. Oh, Gino, you're back to work, man. I'm so happy for you, buddy. How are the kids? How's everything going? Yeah, but it's true. Actually, it's true. It's true. It's true. Insane. Oh my gosh. I'm taking another cup of tea to that one. Neither, man. I play like me. Don't ever do that. I mean, learn from those guys, understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, but what do you hear? What is on your mind? What are you trying to say with your instrument? You know, um, don't ever try to be someone else, because you'll fail. Don't try to imitate somebody else, because you're not going to be you. How do you hear it? Hendrix is Hendrix. That's how he heard it. Van Halen heard it that way. That's how he heard it, and that he made it come out his fingers. How do you hear it? You know. Well, Gino, you're an easy guy to be nice to, man. You're an easy guy to get behind and support. So I'm glad you're part of the community still. Yeah. Well, 4 minutes. Anybody else? Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's coming down back east. Well, it is Thanksgiving. I mean, I've always remembered. I just had this conversation the other day. Hey, Tyler, good night. I just talked about this with somebody just the other day about the Turkey Bowl. Remember when we were kids? I mean, we were 13, 14, like 8th grade, 9th grade. Thanksgiving Day, we all get together up behind North Junior High School, and we'd have a big pickup football game. Be like 15 out of 15. Yeah, it was great. Is it in the snow? And it was always the first snow was always like the week before Thanksgiving, because hockey started the day after Thanksgiving. Always traditionally in high school, we started the day after Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I miss it. I miss it. Let's see. Live next. I believe it will either be Saturday night or early Sunday morning. I'm gonna have some materials I'll be putting up. I'll be announcing the release of You Got a Truck, which is, what the hell, You Got a Truck. That's the name of the song. It may just be You Got a Truck. I don't know. We'll see. I'm figuring out what's the best title, because I can't say what the fuck in the title of the song. But yeah, so I may change it to You Got a Truck. So yeah. Yeah, Gino, man, you're like, you're one of our favorites. It was hard. It was heartbreaking what you went through, but I'm glad you are still coming by and saying hi. And as always, man, always keep checking in. Let us know what you're doing. What are you doing for work now? Are you back to the old job, or are you into something new? Yeah, I think Northeast has changed a lot. Our boy Darwin is not far from you. He's down not far from Pittsburgh, really, in Ohio. And he's saying, yeah, it's getting cold. He's getting a new dog. He has 3 of them little wiener dogs now. He's crazy. Hey, Divine, how you doing? The father vibe. Let's make an Uncle Bernsey vibe, not the father vibe. That's a little creepy. All right, Cam, get out of here. All right. Austin Hoops, alive and kicking. You getting back in practice, or you just heading out? You back on the bus? Gino, that's great, man. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Gino, how are things with you in terms of the drama with immigration and all that? Is there any violence around you in your area? Are you dealing with that? Could you inform us maybe a little bit on that? What's happening? Austin, you handsome dog. Still waiting for that schedule, buddy. Bakersfield. I was there. Yes, I was there a couple of years ago. I'm in Stockton, like I said, the first weekend in March. But there could be some things happening in Bakersfield. I don't want to speak of it yet, because the contracts haven't come through. So, yeah. I might be older than your dad, I'll be honest with you. I get it. Totally get it. It's because I have a lot of respect for people who are fathers, and I'm not one. I'm a good mentor, and I'm a good Uncle Bernsey, but fatherhood's a whole other animal, and I really respect guys who bow up and get that done. Do you want to share about that? You want to let us know more about that? Are you okay? Are you in danger any time of the day? Oh, Austin, that's a hand waving hello. I don't know what that was. What the hell? What is that? Hello, Austin. How you doing, buddy? You good? You having a? Are you in town? You guys take off to see the horses for the holidays? There are. I've been talking to my agent about getting more into the Midwest, but that's again that's not for me to decide. If you have a local Comic Con, tell them right in and say request that I come. They're very responsive to that. If you send them email or text, hey, can you get Woods here for this? They're very responsive to it. So because they want you to go, they want you to come there, they want you to spend your money. So you got 5 or 10 more minutes here. What about TikTok, dog? I don't know. Explain that to me. Let's see, not even, but we are suffering a lot from new games that only want to steal. Really sad, but our government is in control, Sarge. Well, I think now because you guys hired that new woman, right? She's pretty amazing. From what I've seen on TV here, is it Maloney? She seems like she's really stepped in the right direction for you guys. It's horrible what I've seen. It's like, again, I don't know how much of what I see on TV or on the feeds is real, but what I see is horrible. And the fact that they're desecrating, I grew up Catholic. I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I have a respect for the religion, and to see how it's being treated, because Italy it's the center of Catholicism. So yeah, absolutely they are. Yeah, totally. Because they want to know. They have to guess to see who's popular, and if if a whole bunch of people say, hey, we want to see you, then yeah, they're very responsive to it. That would have been a great idea. I pitched that so many times, man. What a great way to introduce the history of that time period to people who'll never know. You'll never be taught that in school because it's like, because I think we have a lot of people who believe communism is a good thing, and they don't understand, well, because they're indoctrinated that way. You got to see this with a benevolent heart, right? But we went to Korea because the Chinese communists were taking over. Anyways, yeah, the Korean conflict was a very interesting war that was fought, and it would have been a great way to teach. These people know about Vietnam now because of Black Ops 1, and about the Cold War because of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and that was pretty historically accurate. A lot of us had a lot of history in that. So I know. But you know what? I feel great. I feel good, man. I'm playing hockey. I'm jamming. It's good days. Oh, I think like TikTok, the platform. No, yeah, I got Gino showed up, man. I got to talk to Gino. I haven't talked to Gino in weeks. Yeah, I like her a lot, Gino. Yeah, a really good story, I think. Wow, that's a broad question. I think as I sit and I really, I step back from social media for hours at a time, days at a time, and I re-enter. I see the repetition of things. I see that I am. It seems as if this is deliberate because the solutions are there. You know, the obvious solutions exist, and the obvious actions exist. You have to choose not to see it, and it's really come to we have become emotionally dominated. So emotions now dictate most behaviors, right? Because if you stop and let some logic step in, and people are so certain because their emotions are high. They're certain, you know, they're certain they feel certain. They're certain, and there's a thing like if you're certain, throw a little uncertainty in there because the minute you get certain, you're starting to miss things. Because everything evolves, everything kind of grows and expands and contracts. And I think we have gone the pendulum is so far into using emotion as your sole judgment criteria that we now are that many leaders are being chosen by the emotional content they provide, the emotional charge they give to people, or the promise of free shit, which is emotional as well, right? But the promise of shit for free. And I think I think that's by design now. Just to see this, it's so obvious. Like we could solve a lot of problems here in the States if people weren't just depending on emotional charges to get them reelected. But if they actually try to solve a problem, which we don't, you know, and it's more about how do we go and make someone look bad so we elevate ourselves on top of the corpse that we create. And that's what I'm seeing. Does that make any sense? And it's not just here. I mean, the solutions are there. And the big question is, you know, history is, especially with, you know, what's happening in Europe, what's starting to happen here. It's like there are cultures that come there. It's an invasion. Cultures, if they do not assimilate, if they don't come into the country and try to become like that country they're joining, that's an invasion. You know, when you go live in another culture, you must adapt to the culture, not demand the culture adapt to you, not demand the culture become, you know, your servant. It's like, no, just you come here, you come here, it's free because they're not like you, and you bring your failed culture with you or these failed ideas, but that's obvious. Anybody who slows down, look, that's obvious. Like, why are you leaving this place? And for us, they got paid to do this. They got paid their promise. If you're sitting there and you're struggling and you're not prospering, you're just, you know, getting by, and someone says, look, we will cover, not only will we fly you here, but we're going to give you a place to live, we'll give you food, we'll give you health care, and we'll give you money. All you got to do is come here and vote for us. Who the fuck is not going to jump on that plane? Anybody who's like, oh, I get a free living in America. All I got to do is vote for these people. Of course, they came in by the droves, and that money came from someplace. It came from the Catholic Church, came from the Red Cross. These are all organized for this stuff. So that's my viewpoint. I think it's all on purpose. I think it's from the unwillingness for us to be uncomfortable standing up, saying, no, you're wrong, that's wrong, and change it. You know, we're not going to do that anymore. And it's hard because when people get emotional, they get irrational. I was watching this thing about demonic possession, and you can, if you look, when some of these, especially when you see some of these pictures of these, especially like the screaming women from the protests, you can see like they're not there. Something is coming out of them, and somebody called it a demon once. And I go, and then I've seen it for myself. I go, holy fuck, is that really what's happening? So I don't know. There's a lot to unpack with what I just said, but there you go. All right, Stan. Yeah, I'm done lecturing. You know. Let's see. Well, there you go. Yeah. They're trying to make a Black Ops movie now. I think they hired my favorite writer in the world, the guy who wrote Sicario. I think he's doing the film. Let's see. Hey, Rabbits, how you doing? I've been watching. I watch Sean Ryan's show a lot. I like what he talks about, and he brings people on who are really. And again, everything's got to be divided with how much authenticity is there. So the question is this: Do people with weapons like that have faith that there will be a retaliation? If they have faith that if someone sends a nuke here, that we will nuke them back, they have faith that will happen, they will not do it. It's called deterrence. If we have faith that if we send a nuke somewhere, that they're going to send one back, we probably won't do it because the cost is too great. Now, here's the thing. If someone starts thinking that they're willing to absorb the cost of destruction to further their own personal ideology, then that's a problem. If someone is willing to sacrifice, their population for the greater Allah or whatever that is, then all of a sudden you have a problem. There's going to be a problem. So, is it possible? I think it's more likely that, like I saw this guy on Sean Ryan said, the chances are it's going to be more like a suitcase nuke or something that happens on a small scale that's going to escalate, or it could be tactical warfare in Eastern Europe. So yeah, is it possible? Of course, it's possible. Are we actively working to ward it off? I don't know. I don't know enough. I can't trust anything I see now on the news. I can't trust any of it. Sure, I'd love to be, but that's that's the thing. Yeah, I'd love to be, but I don't. I'm not in the business of chasing this shit down anymore. It's like, if it comes to me, great. If it doesn't, great. I got a lot going on. I have a lot to do. Hey, Josh. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, man. Yeah. Zox David. Yeah. All right. 6:43. I'm going to try to step away now. And that's another thing too. As I dive deeper into my own experience with our AI and it's general intelligence too, is kind of spooky. Yeah, you can see. I've been watching a lot, trying to figure out what's real, and it's weird now that there's things that look so authentic until you realize that, wait a minute, for someone to put this camera here at that point in time, wait a minute, how do they know this? And how do they know that this event would happen? Because a lot of times you see it's not video footage. It's not, you can tell when it's like an overhead camera. And even then it can be faked, right? And when there's something horrible happening, like a bear attacks a baby, and all of a sudden there's a woman, I go, well, who's holding the fucking camera? Go help the kid. And that's when I know it's artificial. Because people are, although it's true that you see some of these, when those kids got beat up a couple of times, a lot of kids with cameras watching it, but you see that's a different vibe. But when you see something that close, so you can tell it's fake, because the only way you know it's fake is that you got to look at the camera angle, the POV. And why would that camera be there at that point in time? How lucky did they get? There's one now, some girl falling off of hiking it's the Chinese ones, so you know it's fake. Hiking in the mountain, and she slides down to her death. Totally fake, but it's so good, and it's at a far enough distance where the rendering, you can't really zoom in to find the reality of it. So, all right, whatever. If you look at 7, you can tell what's a. Oh yeah, in terms of the what's created, the content. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Hang on, somebody just sent me something on that. Oh, Marwin, very nice. Very nice. Marwin, smiles, man. Smiles, make smiles. Don't just make it so heavy. Oh my God. All right, Divine, get out here, go to bed. It's 6:45. I'll never get to work on it tonight. Yeah, Black Ops 7. I haven't looked at it yet. Marwin sent me a video of Woods turning into a Venus flytrap. Yeah. Well, Gino, that's what's happening, you know. What's your escape plan? What's your plan for if it all falls apart? Sadly, we have to start thinking like this. Like, you know, what do you do? You know, yeah, I got my protection. I got some supplies. I got extra. You know, but what's the plan? You know, yeah. So many good points there, Rabbit. So many good points. You know. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah. Well, Elon's working on it, so you know. Yeah. Mopar, where you been, brother? What you been doing? Are you still up in Canada? Are you deployed? What are you doing, man? Or did you become a Mountie? RMCP? Is that you? Did you do that? I can't remember what you're doing last. I thought you were leaning towards like joining the military or law enforcement. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Probably, right? Right. Check. Let me do. Oh, and by the way, go and if you haven't yet, go follow me on Instagram. Going to be putting a lot of content out on that coming in the next coming week to drive the release. There's Twitter, same thing. James C. Burns. You want a cameo? Go over there. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. I will be on. I'm starting TikTok this week as well. So it's jamescburns.woods TikTok. So I'll give you some information. We're going to be launching we got some crazy little videos. So we're doing right now. It's so much fun. So that's going to happen it's probably on Sunday. So stay tuned. Let's go. That depends Northern Canada, Southern Canada, I don't know. Southern Canada's pretty fucked up. I think that's what it was. You had the Crown Vics. Are you good, Mopar? You good? Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I think the technology already exists. Someone talked about. I heard this investment advisor talking about Elon Musk. He says you got to look at how his brain works. He wants to go to Mars. So let's think about it. To go to Mars, you're going to need robots to do the initial setup so humans can land. So he's doing robots. You're going to need autonomous driving cars. So he's got Tesla. So he's already building. You're going to need rockets that can land and take off without being destroyed. Oh, he's doing that. So everything he's doing, if you put it all together, it adds up to a mission to Mars to create habitat in the Mars. And, geoengineering, I mean, from what I understand, there's already plenty of studies on the type of nutrients in the soil that, with a little bit of treatment, it can probably sustain the production of crops. And so there's a lot of possibility. And plus, there are minerals that can be used for fuel. So there's a lot of things that indicate that it's a plan he's going to unfold because he's got all the tools, Let's see. I have not been to Ottawa in a long time. No, I haven't been to Ottawa. No. They'll always need men like us, right? All right, Cameron. Yeah, I'm about to shut this down. Good night to you. Taylor, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact you say it, and thank you for paying attention. Because if you guys don't pay attention, I'm not sitting here today doing this. So, right back at you. You made this possible by showing up and paying attention. Appreciate that. They already jumped the shark. Good question. Here's the thing. What are we using? Like 2% of the human brain? I don't know. I think there's a very interesting thing I was reading about the idea that we don't see with our eyes. We see the image. Our eyes collect radiation in the form of photons and information, and then it goes through the nerves, and our brain assembles it. So we're not really seeing. Do we really see what's there? And for many of us, we probably don't see the same thing. It's probably similar because we're trained to recognize patterns, but we may, I may see a shade of green differently than you do. Or I may see something as wide or short or tall. So our vision and even what we hear, it's not actually it's the only reality is it goes into our brain. Our brain creates the image or creates the sound, right? So that leads a lot of questions as to what consciousness really is and what time is and all these things. And we haven't even begun investigating that idea. Here's one for you. When you close your eyes, right? Like, does the world go away? Because you don't see it, so you close your eyes. Your brain is shutting up that now it just sees this black, there's no light coming in. And then it's creating an image, a black image, right? But again, this is very, very, this goes into a couple of religions about, but you open your eyes, your brain's got to reestablish that connection and rebuild that image. Like ever gone to bed? Like when we travel, I'll go to sleep in one place, I'll wake up in another, and I for a minute I do not know where I am because my eyes went to bed with one thing, and then I woke up with another thing, and it took a second for my brain to connect the dots. Oh yeah, wait a minute, I'm here. So I have woken up hotel rooms and really not know where the fuck I was. Like, where the fuck am I? It's terrifying. Yeah. So chances are, something like that's going to come out at some point. Shuni's off doing great things with her life. The crew comes in. Every now and then we show up. I'm going to try to do a Christmas show for us all, kind of reunion. We'll turn them into a goddamn Venus flytrap. Well, kind of, yeah. That's one way of looking at it. Sure. I have, again, all that stuff is no longer, I don't know. Liquid Tank, how you doing? Yeah, we're just going off on a few tangents here, talking about time travel and shit. I don't drink enough. I need to drink more. Yeah. Was the Marine in the boat from one? As the kids say, are you SOG? And I said, nah, they couldn't make it. There's been a couple. And there's been a couple jerks too, but I'd rather not, it's not necessary to talk about them because they can't defend themselves, so they can't talk about themselves. Make it a habit not to talk about people who aren't in the room who can't defend themselves, right? Well, they're not. It's not decoration. I've been using those a lot. Oh, Gino, wait till you hear the stuff that's coming out. Because you know some of the songs we play in the show. Well, a bunch of those have been produced in just a marvelous way, and it all begins on Sunday, December 7th. It's all starting. Yeah. Mopar, that's the song that's coming out, man. That's the one that we're releasing on the 7th. It is just a kicker, man. It sounds great. I can't wait for you to hear it. So pay attention Sunday, either Saturday night or Sunday morning. I'll be doing an announcement, but it's either going to, so pay attention, and it's going to be happening either late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. I'll be dropping all the information on the release, and then I'll be doing promotional stuff all through the week, depending on my work schedule. Yeah. Hey, Nick, I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Appreciate it, though. I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you. I'm ready to roll, baby. I'm releasing a single. You guys have heard me sing it on the show here. It's called What the Hey, What the Fuck. But the title is actually What the Hell, You Got a Truck. But I may pull the what the hell and say, just have it be. I haven't decided yet what the title is, but it's going to be called probably You Got a Truck. It cleans it up a little bit, makes it a little more PG, which I kind of need to do. And I got a few dings from stuff. Anyways, it's great. It's a kicker. It sounds great. Wait till you hear it. The few people who have a chance to heard it have all, have agreed that it's ready to go. So I'm very excited about it. Taylor, I'm so glad, and stay safe out there. I know it's happening in your neighborhood, but we're hearing crazy shit going in London and in England in general. So, just if it's real, keep your head up, man. They don't have to, man. They're still making tons of money. They're making decisions that work for them, and Marwin, I know you hold on to those, all right? We got to save those. You got to save. That's all gold. Yeah, that's the one. What the hell? What the? Yeah, that song. And it's produced, and it sounds really good. Yeah. Nope, never. I am not that desperate for attention or money. I would never do that. No, man. I would never do that shit. First of all, my knees are fucked. I have no interest. That's not interested me whatsoever. Good. Glad to hear it. I'm still laughing about that dark. I mean, Marwin. That you know what I'm talking about. That is maybe one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. You did great. dude, I just no interest. I don't do that. I'm not desperate for attention. You know, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't care. I don't care about the attention. I don't want it. You know, I want it for something that's deeper and meaningful. You know, going out there, it's just to me, all those shows. I mean, again, I come from the inside of it. I know writers of the show. I know a lot of people staff it. It's television, man. You know, it's not real. The shit's not real. So, Edna. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I have no doubt. What's that? If your life changing if they're older, of course. You know, you only fail or get old when you stop moving and growing. Always learn new stuff. Always keep a habit of acquiring new knowledge, acquiring new skills. You know, learning new stuff every day, and just get up, move around, exercise, move your body, and you can do it very easily. You're on your break, huh, kid? Good stuff. Marlon, what the fuck are you sending me here? Dude, you gotta make him smile, Marwin. None of these pictures, the guy, you gotta make him smile. Oh, what did you miss? You missed Aliens. You missed nuclear war. You missed science fiction. You missed the nature of reality when your eyes are closed. It's the explanation of science that we don't use our eyes to see that the information your eyes collect is assembled in your brain. So obviously, a lot can happen in transition. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's like it's scripted. It's a script. They have a script, and it's again, man. Do you notice the people that do it are always on the backside of a career, or they haven't worked in a while? You know, that's kind of what it is. It's like I have no interest. Yeah. I know. It's just you leave Teddy and shit goes crazy without you here. I know. Yes, we're all in a box. Who's in the box? We're in the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay, I'm gonna bounce. It's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna get out of here. Perfect time to go. All right, it's been great. Thanks for babbling with me. It's been another fun night of Friday night chit and chat, and I'm glad you guys had a. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah. What's in the box? Well, you can always. Well, I'm not. You can watch it. I'm not going to take it down, so you can watch it. All right, I am. That's about it. All right, Gino, great to see you. Glad you're back to drive the bus, taking care of business. I love it. Please stay in touch with us. I'll be back here. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I'll be back here either Saturday night, or Sunday morning, and gonna have a really good. I'm excited to show what's happening next. All right. Have a great Friday night, everybody. Peace and love. Woods out.